I was already holding her bag when my phone vibrated. Not a call. A message preview lighting up the dark kitchen. Running late. Don't wait up. Her bag was heavier than usual. Not with things, with secrets. I told myself to stop looking. That trust is a discipline. That love is restraint. My fingers didn't listen. The zipper whispered open, slow, careful, like it didn't want to be heard. My hand moved through the familiar clutter, lip balm, receipts, a charger that never worked. Then it stopped. A small plastic tube. Clinical, clear labeled, unmistakable. Men's lubricant. I stood there longer than necessary, holding it like evidence from a crime scene. My heartbeat stayed calm. That scared me more than anger would have. I didn't ask questions. I didn't shout. I didn't put it back right away. I just breathed. Because there are moments when your life splits cleanly in two, before knowledge and after. And I had just crossed. She came home an hour later, kissed my cheek, smelled like someone else's soap, asked what I wanted for dinner. I smiled. Inside, something locked into place. I replayed our marriage like surveillance footage. The late meetings, the new passwords, the way her phone never left her hand but never faced up. The lubricant wasn't the betrayal. It was the punctuation mark. I remembered how she'd laughed last week when I mentioned intimacy, how she'd said she was too tired lately, eyes already drifting elsewhere. I didn't sleep that night, not because I was hurt, but because I was thinking. By morning, I understood something clearly. Confrontation gives liars time. Silence makes them reckless. So I stayed silent. I watched. I noticed how she started carrying that bag everywhere, even to the bathroom, even to bed. I noticed how she suddenly cared about her appearance on days she claimed were just errands. And I noticed something else. She believed she was invisible. People like that always do. One afternoon while she showered, I opened the bag again. My hands were steady, my thoughts organized. I removed the tube and replaced it with something identical in weight, shape, and innocence. No drama, no mess, just inevitability. I put the bag back exactly where it had been. That night, she left wearing red. Not for me. She didn't even look back. I sat alone in the quiet apartment, the air humming with anticipation. I wasn't angry anymore. I was curious. Because truth doesn't arrive loudly. Sometimes it screams later. Behind closed doors, in places you can't escape from. I poured myself a drink and waited. She didn't come home that night. That told me everything. I didn't pace. Didn't call. Didn't check the clock more than once. People think revenge is loud, messy. It isn't. Revenge is patience finally paying interest. Her call came at 6:12 a.m. Not words at first, just breathing. Sharp, uneven. The sound people make when their world collapses but they don't know how to explain it yet. "Can you come get me?" she said. I asked where. She gave me an address I'd never heard before. Her voice cracked on the last number. I said nothing else. The ride was quiet. She sat stiff in the passenger seat, wrapped in someone else's jacket, eyes swollen from crying or panic. I couldn't tell which. She didn't look at me, not once. Halfway home, she whispered, "There was an accident." I nodded. An accident implies chance. This wasn't chance. At home, she finally broke. Words tumbled out in fragments. A friend, a mistake, one time, pain, embarrassment, doctors, questions she couldn't answer. She never said his name. She never had to. I listened like a stranger, like someone hearing a story that didn't belong to them anymore. When she finished, she waited, for shouting, for blame, for forgiveness. I stood up instead, went to the kitchen, came back with her bag, set it on the table between us. Slowly, deliberately, I unzipped it. Her breath caught when she saw my hand reach inside. I placed the tube in front of her. Her face drained of color. "You replaced it," she whispered. I met her eyes for the first time in days. "I noticed," I said calmly. That was it. No accusations, no questions. Just the truth, delivered without emotion. She collapsed into sobs then. Apologies spilling out, promises, explanations that arrived too late to matter. I watched her unravel and felt nothing. Because the moment I saw that tube, the marriage ended. Everything after was just logistics. She moved out a week later. The man disappeared from her life entirely. Not because I threatened him, but because consequences have a way of educating People faster than lectures ever could. Friends asked what happened. I said we grew apart. That was true. She tried to reach me months later. Long messages. Regret sharpened by time. She wanted closure. I never replied. Closure isn't something you give to someone who chose deception. It's something you take. I didn't ruin her. I simply stopped protecting her from the cost of her own choices. And in that silence, that clean, irreversible silence, I finally felt in control again.